A lot of people ask about the smart thermostats, and I always definitely recommend it. It's a good way to get into it just because like it pays for itself so quickly. And like, yeah, you could go through the utility program. The problem I have with that is that like then they have control over my thermostat on like busy days, and it's like, that's what I wanted the most.
You're very particular.
So like I need to be 72 degrees, and so for that reason I'm out, but like it still pays for itself, so it's good.
All right, welcome to another episode of Technical Difficulties. I'm your host, Pete. We got Brandon. Nope, we got Vince right there.
Jesus.
We got Brandon.
We've been doing this for too long.
We have.
Get my name right.
To be honest, I get you guys mixed up sometimes.
So clearly, we're doing this too early in the morning, but we have a great show today. We're going to be talking about energy efficiency. Brandon's our man for that. He's all about energy efficiency, at least today. We got news coming up, some smart home news, but first we're going to get a word from our sponsor, Zooz. Zooz makes quality smart home devices you can depend on. They are pioneers in the Z-Wave industry that you can always turn to for the latest Z-Wave technology. In fact, most of their product line has already been updated to Z-Wave long range. Zooz believes the best value in smart homes comes from devices that pull double, triple, or even quadruple duty, like the Zooz Q sensor that detects motion, temperature, humidity, luminosity, all in one. They even have their own smart hub, the Z-Box Hub, for automating your Z-Wave devices. You can order the Z-Box Hub alone or as a value pack, such as the Z-Box Flood Protection Kit that includes the Z-Box Hub, the Titan Valve Controller, which we've talked about before, we all love, and 2 Zooz leak detectors at a discounted price. You can find this value pack and all of the best prices on Zooz smart home products at thesmartesthouse.com. So thank you, Zooz, once again for sponsoring us and upping the quality of the show. Let's get to the news. Brandon, let's hit us with some news.
You guys mentioned how I'm a big Tesla fanboy. Tesla had a big event. They called it We Robot. They had the self-driving cars, so that was just kind of no steering wheel, no pedals, no anything like that. Mm-hmm. Pretty exciting. And then they had the Optimus robot roaming around the party. Then we, of course, found out later that that was being remotely operated by humans, and they're like, using the voice. So maybe the future isn't as close as we think it is. But my question for you guys is, like, do you believe in a driverless future?
I want to. I really do, because I want to be the first generation that never has to give up my car keys, right? Like, it's going to my parents, we're going to have that struggle to say, oh, you're too old, you can't drive anymore at some point. Hopefully, we will have self-driving cars so that I can honestly never give up my keys. I can be old and feeble and just stumble into the car, and it'll take me to wherever I need to be. So I'm hoping for it. I think it's a longer way out than we think it is.
I think in the movie I, Robot with Will Smith in it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary.
Yeah,
like the idea of not having, like, I mean, it's okay. I understand like autonomous cars, but still having all the controls there, but like having nothing there for like manual mode when you're being attacked by robots is
for sure
scary. So,
and like at the event, it was like such a blatant ripoff of iRobot. Like everything they're showing is like, where have I seen this before?
This 2012 movie, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I'll tell you, if my robot vacuum experience is anything portending to what the car experience will be of totally autonomous cars, we're in big trouble. Like seriously big trouble. Like
long ways to go. I think I just saw, because of that event, I think their estimated like the stock prices obviously went up for Tesla, but almost
it went down.
It went down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just saw a news article like literally last night talking about value went up by, I don't know,
yeah. So
almost up to $1 trillion for
it's
company valuation.
Crazy valuation. And I think that's kind of their point, is that they're worth that money because of the autonomy and the self-driving, not because of cars.
All right.
So anyways, you're right about the vacuums and stuff. And like, there's so many things that we encounter with testing smart home tech with like edge cases and stuff. It was like, well, I'm not really worried about the robots taking over quite yet, because they're definitely not there. Well, I'll tell you, it is fun to take my car and drive it around the parking lot empty, because you can do that now. It's called ASS. So actually Smart Summit is what it, but yeah, it's just like driving around and get people's reactions.
Like with your phone,
so you just set a spot. You can only do it in parking lots. You can't do it on city roads, and it goes slow. But like, you can pick the point and then it drives there. The idea being like you could drive it up to the front door to get in.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff, but yeah. And I've been a beta tester of the full self-drive. Like I had it on my first car, and then occasionally they release it. So like right now, actually, I have full self-drive in my car, and I've been using it pretty extensively. And yeah, I just think it has a ways to go. And I like the car that they showcased. I just wish they would build it today and with steering wheels so I could drive it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't think 2026 is even remotely realistic.
No, and I think like the only way, not to go too deep into this conversation, but like the only way for autonomous cars to ever work fully is if every car was autonomous, right? When
agreed.
they communicate with each other, and like if you have some fully autonomous cars and some not, that's.
And I really feel like they underestimate like government red tape. It's like there's no way this is coming to a public road anytime soon.
Well, that's okay. I'm not gonna get political as to why Elon Musk is supporting Donald Trump here, but that's there is a reason for that. So, okay, my news is that as of 2024, Samsung has owned SmartThings for 10 years. So they purchased SmartThings 10 years ago. Obviously, SmartThings one of the original leaders in the home automation space. And it was a big change when Samsung bought it. So 10 years ago, my question is, do you think that Samsung has moved SmartThings forward in the way that we thought it would be 10 years ago? Basically, where do you think Samsung would take it, and where is it now that it's 10 years since their purchase?
I've used Samsung or SmartThings. I've only used it after Samsung bought it, but that's, I think I'm going on like 6 or 7 years that I've used it. They've made a lot of improvements. I mean, they've had a kind of a long road. A lot of hurdles to kind of jump over to kind of get the system to where it needs to be, and it's not where it needs to be even now. But it's in a lot better place than it was before, even from a reliability standpoint. I think, it used to be a little more of an open system, and then Samsung has slowly kind of closed that down. From developers creating different apps inside of SmartThings, things like that. But you can still create custom device handlers, things like that for different devices. Like Zooz has a bunch of custom device handlers for all their devices to make sure that you're getting all the data into SmartThings. So I don't know. I still use SmartThings, so I haven't given up hope. I use SmartThings with Home Assistant. So
I think the nice thing with like Samsung acquiring SmartThings and then now with LG acquiring Homey is that it's really helping the products go mainstream, and so being built into appliances and more consumer adoption. But of course, with that, it becomes more dumbed down, I would say. And so the tinkers end up moving to something like Habitat,
Home Assistant for sure,
or Home Assistant. So
we all love that. I think 10 years ago, when Samsung bought this, I think they thought that home automation, smart home adaptation was going to be a lot higher at this point than it is. I think it's still a relatively niche product, at least going into the fully automated side of things. I mean, there's a lot of smart home products. People have different apps and do different individual things, but as far as fully integrating, fully automating your home, I think they thought it would be a lot farther along than it is right now.
I think they have, last time I think I looked this up was they have somewhere in the ballpark of 50 million users worldwide. So it's not small, but I think what they're trying to do is get more integration into their appliances already. So,
right.
I have the Samsung Hub refrigerator already has it built in to it.
Right. But most people, I would say most people who, maybe not most people, a lot of people who are a SmartThings user just have a refrigerator, and they're not integrating everything, right? So I just don't feel like that whole home integration has reached a critical mass that they probably thought it was going to be at this point. And I think most people in the smart home industry thought we would be at this point, at least in the United States. I know it's pushed farther in Europe and Asia and things like this, but
I mean, I still think that, yes and no. I feel like projection wise, we were just reading an article just about what they expect for market capitalization for smart home over the next even 5 to 7 years, and it's pretty booming. So
it's been booming for 10 years. So A lot of advancements have been made, and they're in a good spot. Smart home industry is in a good spot, but I just feel like it's definitely not achieved the projections that they thought it would be at this point.
The news item, Ecobee has announced a new partnership with Yale in August, which are the same thing, but enabling users to integrate their Wi-Fi enabled smart locks into the Ecobee smart security system. So Ecobee users will be able to control their Yale locks directly through the Ecobee app. So that's pretty cool. The only downside to it is that you can only use it if you have their Ecobee security plan, which is $5 a month or $50 a year.
And for that reason, I'm out.
And you also, the only other the downside to it is that you can't like unlock the lock from the video screen. So like you can see like a video screen for your doorbell through Ecobee on your thermostat, but you can't unlock your door. So you can only do it through the app.
Seems like a whole nothing burger here.
Yeah. It seems like it's just kind of maybe like a beginning of a partnership. Maybe we'll see where it goes.
Sense.
Maybe they'll add some other additional features.
MVP of collaboration.
Right. I think they're just trying to like compete with, like, for example, like works with the Ring. Like if you are viewing like your doorbell feed, you can unlock the door directly from the Ring app. So I'm assuming that's probably where they're heading.
Amazon ecosystem is so good. Everything is just works together. Like, okay, I can see who's at the door, hit the unlock button. There we go. And I think you can even control your thermostat through the Works with Ring program and have that all in one spot.
Not with a thermostat, I don't think.
Okay.
But oh, you know what? You're wrong. I'm wrong. The only one that I know of is the Honeywell. I think is the one that connects up with Ring, but that's the only one, unfortunately.
You can with the under there, you can add, and so pretty neat. And especially if you have the Ring security system, because that has the wave in it.
Correct.
So, awesome. Well, that's a good segue into today's topic about energy efficiency. So, of course, when we think energy efficiency, the first thing everyone thinks about is a smart thermostat. So my question for you guys is, what is your thermostat set at currently, Vince?
Like, is it temperature-wise? What is it set at?
Temperature-wise.
Oh, man. We set it at, I like it to be around 7 degrees, but my girlfriend likes it at 75, which drives me up a wall.
Yikes.
Wow. 70, okay.
75 in the summertime, and then we do 70 in the winter.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm a cheapskate. You know, Brandon knows this. This is why I asked this question. He's like, yeah, Pete's going to give a stupid answer here. In the winter, I set it in like the 68 degrees-ish.
Oh, dang. All right.
Probably. And in the summer, it's more like a 75, 76.
That's a lie. I've been to his house. It's higher in the summer. It's lower in the winter. Trust me.
It's not that. No, I don't get 80 or anything like that. But yeah, okay.
I think I have footage, actually, a picture. When it's at your house.
Well, it might have gotten hot because we don't keep it on. We try to like let nature do its thing, right? Open some windows.
So he's very energy efficient.
By the way, I fixed my furnace this weekend, so I'm kind of an HVAC expert at this point.
What was wrong with it?
Well, okay, it was not turning on, right? This is the first time we had the furnace in months, so I turned it on, and the ignition was not staying on, and I replaced the flame sensor. Or I cleaned the flame sensor. Cleaned the flame sensor. That didn't work. And then, so I was like, I'm like, what's wrong with this thing? And then it turns out the gas was off. So
that's not really fixing.
No, well,
it's more like troubleshooting.
Yeah.
But how did the gas get turned off?
Well, because we have a service that comes in once a year and like services it or whatever, and they must have forgotten to turn it back on when they were done with their annual maintenance. So I would have been very upset if I had called.
Yeah.
If I had called and been like, "This isn't working," and they showed up and it was that they had. They would have charged me.
That
for
would be $300.
Exactly. Like, oh my gosh, that would have been ridiculous. So I did figure that out. I'm pretty proud of myself for.
Like how you call it the flame sensor. It's called a pilot light.
No. The flame. No. Hey, no. Listen. Hey,
There's
a flame sensor. All right. There's the pilot light, which actually we don't have a pilot light. It has an igniter.
Yeah.
Whatever thing. It's like an electronic thing. The flame sensor detects if there is a flame or not, and so that if there's not a flame, it'll shut it off so you won't leak gas into your house.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe your pilot light went out.
No, I think
the gas valve was turned off.
All right.
So I didn't do it. I promise you I didn't do
A
it.
Zooz Titan on there.
For the gas, right?
Really go to town.
Might be dangerous.
What could possibly go wrong?
Possibly go wrong, man.
Don't use. That's probably not a good idea.
All right, so in our household, we have it set to a nice 72 all year round.
So boring, Brandon. Live a little.
Okay, but I really like Ecobee because it has the sensors, right? So we have a Rambler, but obviously the basement ends up being colder than the upstairs. And so if I'm downstairs, I want it to be 72 downstairs. And if I'm upstairs, I want it to be 72 there. So I love that. And it detects occupancy, and then it detects the temperature, and it averages it. So if one person's in one room, one's in the other. It's like literally the best. I tried to switch to Google once, but it didn't have that. They have sensors, but it doesn't have the occupancy part of it. So it's just always trying to average, which in our house isn't going to work. So
Yeah, because I think
is
it's
by
really
far
hot.
the best. And then we've got this automation too with our shades where they raise and lower based on the room temperature, like the variance between the rest of the house. So
Nice.
it's pretty slick.
Yeah, I have the same system. It works really nice to be able to kind of. You can also, with those sensors, you can determine if you want to use them as a part of the temperature or not. So if there's like always this room, like let's say your office, but you don't want to use that at any point, or like just in the basement somewhere, you don't have to factor it in either. You can exclude them, but you can just have the data and know.
So with Habitat, actually, you can take it a step further. You can actually give what percentage you want to weight the different thermostats or temperature in your house, right? So I want to give 70% weight to the bedroom one and 30% weight to the averaging of the other ones in the house, which is
You're like,
kind of
let's
interesting
see,
feature.
Pete's office,
Right.
primary bedroom, and then your game room.
Nobody else
your
cares, right?
golf simulator.
My golf. That's
Well,
in the garage.
but
They also, I haven't used them before yet, but they have like those like the smart dampers too that will connect up with the Ecobee system. I think the company's is Flare, where if you're not in the room, it'll shut off the dampers for that room.
nice. Do you have zone heating in your house?
I do not.
My
So-
next house definitely will have that. I really wish we did it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
heat pumps are all the rage.
Pumps are also
The
all
inverters,
right, but,
I only have I have essential air and heating, and then I have in-floor like radiant heat on the two lower levels. So
so what automations are you using then for all that?
so similar to you, like with the window shades, if it's getting too hot in a room, because we have a back of our house faces west, so in the afternoon it can get really warm, and so we want to basically shut all the shades if it gets to a certain temperature. We have automation set up with thermostats with the ceiling fans, so if the furnace or air conditioner are running, it'll turn the fans on if the fan is running, like in the actual furnace. We have different automations for soon to be with my automatic window openers.
Yes.
So we
How's that
set up.
coming along?
I'm almost finished. So it'll be awesome when it's done. But basically, I've set up automations where I've already started doing the automations, because obviously it's a little more thought process that goes into it. Basically, if the temperature outside in the summer is cooler than the temperature in the house, I'll have it turn off the air conditioning and then open all the windows. And then once it gets to a certain threshold, it'll shut the windows automatically. Just being more energy efficient, not having to use air conditioners often or heat, things like that. So
That's really smart. And like homes today are just built to be so airtight. So like we have to have air exchange systems.
I feel like that's Minnesota. So if you're like watching,
no, it's like
really?
Yeah, this is
I was in Dallas, and I felt like the build there was. I was there for work, but it was so much different than here, where we're vapor locking our houses, basically just hermetically concealed containers. I didn't feel like it was that way there, but maybe I'm wrong.
Interesting.
But like
a new house too?
Yeah, it was actually a hotel. So
Interesting.
so you come in, it's humid here in the summer times, right? You go outside, it's 70% of humidity, and you're dying. But then you come in the house, and it's a completely different climate, because we've blocked all the moisture out of the
my
house.
house.
You go, well, it's because you have your windows open. Doesn't count. But like, I literally was in it was a hotel. I went and visited a friend in Dallas while I was there, and everywhere I went, like it was air conditioned. Like you go inside, but it was like wet, like it was damp. Like I even when I was out there, I actually bought a dehumidifier because I couldn't stand it. Like, So if someone wants to put in the comments about whether I'm right or wrong here, if you live in Dallas or some of the southern states, like, do you guys hermetically seal your houses where they're like kind of vapor locked or more?
What if they don't have a dehumidifier system? They're just pulling outside air in that is humid, and then it just stays humid.
We're going to look this up.
I like it.
Do some research.
And what are you using to control your like baseboard heating or your electric heat?
Oh yeah, so like it's technically they're not baseboard heaters, but it was the only system that we could use for my in-floor radiant heat. So it was like a Misa or Misa, I can't pronounce it.
MYSA,
yeah. And they work really great just for setting up schedules and temperature thresholds over like a standard thermostat, which what we were using before. So I'm able to create automations with those, kind of as a whole home automation too. So, yeah.
Do you get any rebate for doing things like that from your
No, not
company?
There wasn't any rebates for the in-floor heating. I would say they're just really cheap though. Like those thermostats I think are like under $50 or right
That's
around.
not bad at all.
Right around $50 for those. And I have two of those.
It could be premium, but only because it was on sale. It was the same price as the other one. But like, there's no feature that the Ecobee has, like premium has, that I need that the other one did.
Yeah, I think I asked you about, like, I don't understand. I have the light, and I don't know
Like the
why
other one has like a voice assistant built in, which is like almost a negative because like it could get picked up. And then when you have it turned off, the one before when the voice was turned off, it had like this red ring around it, which is distracting.
Yeah.
So I think they changed that in the newest update, but.
I think the biggest problem that people have that have in-floor or radiant heat, where you're using basically a pump that's basically running the hot water through the system, is you can't use like traditional. I would have loved to just use like an Ecobee thermostat, but it just, you need a full like, I don't know, 120 volts running through the thermostat. It's not this, and that's why those are made for baseboards, heaters, because it's a completely different system.
Yeah,
I was able to use
it's like that in the European market too.
Yeah, I was able to use like an Ecobee for my garage heater, and I used like a common power supply and was able to connect it up to the common wire because you'd only need 12 volts.
Yeah.
But the other ones need a full 120 volts.
A lot of people ask about the smart thermostats, and I always definitely recommend it. It's a good way to get into it just because like it pays for itself so quickly. And like, yeah, you could go through the utility program and like, but the problem I have with that is that like, then they have control over my thermostat on like busy days. And it's like, man, that's what I wanted the most.
You're very particular.
So like, I need to be 72 degrees. And so for that reason I'm out, but like it still pays for itself. So it's good.
So, he's all like, I'm okay paying $1 a kilowatt. I'm all right. Okay, it's not that much, but.
Well, you don't have to pay $1. You got solar, right?
Exactly.
You got solar. So, yeah, how does that fit into the whole thermostat, energy savings, and all that?
Yeah, definitely. So we are here in Minnesota, so it's very seasonal. It kind of makes a bell curve. But when we built the system, we kind of built it with the future in mind. And at the time, I think I just had one electric vehicle. Now we have two. Then we added a hot tub. Hot tubs are just horribly inefficient.
And just horrible in general, yeah.
Adds like $50 a month.
Do you use
I mean,
it?
it's like a big.
Okay, do you use a hot tub? Do you use it like?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, I just feel like that would be a thing. Like everyone
It used
gets.
to be like every day. Now it's every other day.
Yeah, it just seems
we
like
use it a lot.
Okay, I just think that's something that people would get. Be like, this is gonna be great, and then you just never.
No, that would be our shuffleboard table.
Ah, okay.
That thing was expensive. I think we never use it.
Well, it's like a party game.
Yeah. When we have people over, and they're still just like, that was cool for a while. Mm-hmm. Now it's just really big and very heavy.
And nobody's going to help you move it out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there for life.
No, solar is great. You know, the cool thing is that like it just goes up there and you don't have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. Like there's an app, you can monitor it, but after the first year, I just stopped caring. Like, okay, whatever. Like it basically for us, it's like a payment swap. So like we got a loan.
Yep.
And the interest rate on it at the time was pretty low. And so basically what we were paying in our electric bill, we now just pay towards that loan. And so eventually when the loan is paid off, will be getting free
Until you need to
power
replace
from the
your
sun.
solar panels.
But then I'll end up moving anyways.
Right.
So the solar panels are warranted for 25 years.
Okay.
And so they, in theory, should last longer than that. But usually a break-even period for most people is around 9 years. And so we're at 7, I think, right now. And that's assuming no value when you go to sell it. So there's a debate about, like, does solar add value to a home? And really, the value is in the eye of the beholder. So, like, for me, I would purchase a home and pay more if it had solar. But for you or somebody else, that's not a big priority to them. They're just going to see a higher cost, and
Yeah.
that doesn't mean anything to them. So it's really like, what is the present value of your future savings during the life that you'll own this home? And for people that think that way, they're like, oh, yeah, okay. But some people just don't like the aesthetics and
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
I don't care about the aesthetics. My neighbors are the ones looking at the house, not me, right?
Yeah.
So
and ours are in the back of the house, and it's just at the top, so you can't even see it.
yeah, so we came close. We came really close to getting solar. Looked at it seriously, crunched the numbers, and it was just like, based on their projections, we were going to save a ton of money, but they thought that the price of utilities was going to go double every 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's quite going to go up that
Hasn't
much.
gone up much here in Minnesota. In other parts of the country, that would be true.
Yeah, so it was just like, it didn't seem like it made sense yet, as financially. Like, from like, we're not going to save money by doing this. Is
Yeah.
what I kind of.
That's true with a lot of, like, really energy efficient things like geothermal and switching to a heat pump and stuff. It's like, yeah, well, you will save money, but, like, you really have to do it at the time of install. And the problem that I see in my line of work is that, like, first of all, people don't budget for their furnace to go out. Like, that's a surprise to them. So they don't even have the money to cover a replacement furnace, let alone the.
Well, I mean, if you want to get into it, like, half the country can't afford a $500 emergency
exactly
spending,
so
which is
it
terrible.
ends up
But
being
yeah.
like the more wealthy people tend to have more energy efficient things in their home because they are looking at it from a cost perspective. So anytime I'm at, like, these multi-million-dollar mansions, they almost always have some advanced heating and cooling system because it's so much volume of air, and it really adds up. And then they almost always have solar. And again, there's tax credits available as well. So, for them, that makes sense. But if you can't take advantage of the tax credits, then it's not really a good fit.
Right.
All right. Do you have a battery backup system?
I really wanted to, but we are in Minnesota, so we have what's called net metering. And so we can actually sell back to the grid for the same price that we're paying.
Oh, okay.
So for us, basically, the grid or the power company is acting as a battery for us. So the downside is that if the power did go out, we wouldn't have, even though we have solar, we still wouldn't have power because for safety purposes, it actually disconnects during an outage because they can't have power feeding back into the grid.
Gotcha.
If they're working on the lines, they could injure themselves. And so, we don't have battery backup. The cost was going to be pretty considerable. And the grid here is pretty reliable. I think we've had 2 power outages, like, during our entire time, and it's been, like, super short. And we don't have, like, any medical equipment or sensitive stuff that, like, we need to keep online. I would like to get, like, a backup for, like, our server just to keep, like, the internet and computers from going down for just a little bit of time so you can, like, save and close and shut them down properly.
Can you plug your car into your house?
So,
like, some of you can, right? Like, some of you can.
yeah. So Ford Lightnings can do that already. Obviously, you do need a system for that.
Okay.
And then the Tesla Cybertruck can do that.
What can't the Tesla Cybertruck do, man? That's
There you go. The other thing with those vehicles too is that, like, even if they're not powering your house, they still have, like, outlets and stuff, and so, like, you could put emergency things into that.
Okay.
Like, put your refrigerator on there and power that way. And then the nice thing too is with the electric vehicle is you can drive to where there is power, fill it up,
right.
and then bring it back.
Yeah.
One thing I'd really like to test is, like, something from Anchor. It's like this system that you can plug into the house, but it's mobile, so, like, you can take the battery with you. So it's not like a permanent system.
Got it.
Yeah, and they have a panel, and then it's just kind of same as like a home generator. Basically, it's the same concept, but instead of using a generator, you're using a battery. And with that, like you can charge up the battery with solar or just by plugging it in, and then you have that. But then, like if you had a power outage, I could like bring that to you, and then you would be able to like use it.
Nice. I'm gonna call you.
Like for your fridge or something. Like you would, if you didn't have the hookup
Brandon.
in your house, you wouldn't be able to power your whole home, but you'd be able to get the essentials. And so I'd like to add something like that in the future.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Are you monitoring your energy usage in your house?
Yeah, so we have Sense. It does nice energy monitoring, and when I first got it, I was just like obsessed with like, oh, how can I optimize? I want to be lower, and it has like your house compared to similar people around you that have like same size and whatever usage. And I was winning that game, and then we got a hot tub. And so like literally all the work I did to make our house energy efficient just went right out the window. The bad boy is just sucking the juice, baby,
Man.
all day. And then we added a second electric
Yeah, especially in
vehicle.
Minnesota when you're out in the winter in the hot tub, right?
Oh, yeah.
I know they've got the little.
Yeah, you just see the thing. The meter
Oh,
just
my
starts
gosh.
spinning like crazy.
It's crazy.
Could
You
cut
know,
meat. No, I was kidding.
Totally worth it.
I would see if I had a hot tub in Minnesota, not to stick on hot tubs, but like in the winter, if I go in the hot tub in the winter, I'm feeling great and I'm feeling warm and hot. Like you have to get out of that and somehow get into the house. Like I would just stay in the hot tub. I'm like, I'm here until spring. I can't go into the cold
so
air.
you retain a lot of the heat. And then that allows you to make it short distances.
Really?
But it's only like 5 feet for us.
I don't trust it.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
Fair enough.
What do you mean? You never been in a hot tub in the wintertime?
No,
It's-
no,
Oh
not
my
outside. I've
gosh,
been,
it's like
the
the
best
best thing
at
in the
hotels.
world.
I know people like that in Minnesota. Okay, people get in their hot tubs and then they jump out and like go run in the snow and like
Yeah,
roll
we do
around.
that.
Like that's sounds
I
like a good
convinced my buddy to do that, and I didn't mention about the dogs. And
rolled in the hoop.
I don't know.
Nice.
Can either confirm or deny.
Then he jumped back in the
got
hot
back-
tub and
then he got back in your hot tub.
Right.
Well, my policy is that like anytime people like friends come over and they use our hot tub, I'll just change the water afterwards.
Oh, that's a good point.
Especially
Get
like
the pee in the
children
pool.
and stuff. Children and drunk adults. Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
You're like, hey, you've been sitting in this hot tub for 4 or 5 hours. Are you drinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
So
using
can't
it
have
as
that.
a big toilet.
The best
point.
policy is to just drain the water, refill it, start fresh the next day. And you're supposed to be doing it periodically anyway, so it's an excuse to just drain it. But moral of the story, hot tubs expensive. They suck a lot of juice.
How much do you think you add then to your electric bill every
It's
month?
$50 a month. during
That's
the
not
winter
that
month.
terribly bad.
Yeah. Or it averages 50 throughout the year. And then you add chemicals and stuff into that. It gets to be pretty pricey.
And your
but totally
time.
worth it. So I had a gym membership before for the sole use of using the hot tub.
So
Like, yeah. So me and my buddy Franco, who moved to Florida, which is part of the reason I canceled my gym membership, we would just meet up there like after work, and we'd hang out in the hot tub in the sauna.
So when you went into
It's
their
a social thing.
when you went in there to apply for your membership, are they trying to show you all the exercise equipment? You're like, no,
Yeah.
just show me the hot tub.
Yeah.
Just show me the
Well,
hot
I
tub.
already knew. So, like,
Okay, just to be fair, I'm assuming you're talking about like Lifetime here
Yeah,
in
it's
Maple
Lifetime
Grove.
Fitness,
Okay,
yeah, in
all right.
Plymouth.
I've had membership there before. I will just say it's weird because it's in the locker room, and just lots of men
Oh, no,
going
no,
in
no.
the hot tub naked, and I'm
no,
like,
no.
I'll pass
I'm
on
talking
that.
about the Plymouth location.
Oh.
Yes, let's be very clear. Not Maple Grove. Plymouth.
Because it's in the
Yes.
locker room, and you're in the locker room, and you're like gonna go in there, like, oh, I'll enjoy it, and then you just see like 2 naked men in there, and I was like, yeah, I'll pass on that.
No,
I'm like, I'll
agreed.
just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, put
Why
some
do they?
clothes
why,
on. Like,
no,
why?
Because,
Like,
because they don't want you in the hot tub. That's why they don't put the clothes on. Like, hey, I get my own hot tub.
just like bare ass naked men just getting in there, and it's like I can't get in there. The water is not clear enough for me to trust what's going on underneath.
Very
What you
tangent
want it
there.
clear? Never mind. Okay.
I mean, no. I guess it's like a double-edged sword. You don't really want to see, but you also are scared. So
should we get back to energy efficiency?
yeah. So what about smart panels?
No, keep it in. Keep that in, people. Editor. It's a great topic.
What about smart panels, Brandon?
Yeah, so smart panels are gaining in popularity. So it like kind of takes that energy monitoring to a whole new level. So with that, you'd be able to, in the event of a power outage, like choose which outlets or which circuits basically you want to keep on. And so you can say, okay, we want the fridge on, we want the AC on because I need to be at 72 degrees. But like lights don't need those. Computer definitely need that. TV totally need it. So that's pretty neat. And then it can like prioritize different loads. And so as the battery gets lower and lower, it'll say, okay, turn these ones on. And then you can kind of adjust it within the app. But so Span is a company that makes these smart panels. And I met them out at CES. I talked to the CEO, and he was really excited. So we're gonna send you the panels. And I was redoing our basement at the time, where the breaker box is. So I purposely left a opening for where this panel is going to go. I had the electrician come out.
What's in the opening right now?
Oh, we'll get there. So I had the electrician come out. We looked at everything, realized that we were going to need 2 panels, went back to them. They're like, okay. So we got all this worked out. The panels were shipped. They were sent to the electrician because you had to go through a local person that was like certified to install them, which makes sense. So we were just waiting on the battery because it's really pointless to have a smart panel if you don't have a battery backup system. It's like, what's the point of it? I can just use my Sense. It does the energy monitoring. I'm not going to turn circuits off.
And it's a lot cheaper than that.
Power. Yeah, exactly. So the panels are sitting with the electrician. We're coordinating a time to get them installed. During that time, they actually backed out. They're like, nope, send them back. It's like, what? What do you mean? Like, so like marketing at turnover or something, and like they're like, yeah, we need that. And so they took them back. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me! I have like a hole, and the hole is still there to this day, by the way. So come to
It's a nice hole.
There's the panel, and there's like the off-peak thing there, and there's a spot where these smart panels are supposed to be, and drywall missing all around it. So that's really annoying. And then like a month later, I saw like one of the really big YouTubers did a whole sponsored thing with Span. I was like, oh, gee.
That's probably where that went.
Yeah, they had a bigger audience and stuff. Which whatever.
Did they have you? They send yours directly to him? They're like, no, send it to us.
I don't know.
There's this other guy.
Yeah, the electrician had to handle it, and of course, the electrician was really upset about this because like he had planned on doing this. He spec'd everything out, and like there's effort put in, and then just have it pulled out. It's pretty lame. So still a little bit bitter about that.
If there's one thing I know about electricians is they like to get paid for their effort.
Yeah,
a
exactly.
lot.
That's true. Very true.
So, but there are other solutions. So like Savant has a really nice all-in-one solution. Anchor's got their battery backup as well, and you can do their smart panel so that it would hook in. So we're seeing a lot more options here. And at some point, I hope to actually test out a smart panel. We'll see. There are the Leviton ones, though, that do like energy reading. And I've seen them in a couple of houses and talked to the builders and the homeowners. And apparently they just like the breakers trip like constantly. They're just way too sensitive. So
that's a downside.
The other alternative to a smart panel is to DIY your energy usage panel. Basically, just if you have smart plugs, you have smart,
okay.
you know.
I was like, we're DIYing a panel?
No. I mean,
sketchy.
I'm not opposed to it, but no, basically, if you can't get a panel, you know, I just schedule things at my house to turn on and off. Basically, if people aren't home, you know, because my kids have grown up not knowing how to turn off a light, and they never will know how to turn off a light. So you can save energy that way if you don't have a smart panel, just by, you know, using your smart devices and scheduling them to turn off when nobody's around or if they haven't been used for quite a while.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're all big advocates of smart lighting, whether you're going the Lutron route or a Zooz. Just being able to control that remotely and doing the automations as well, it's going to save so much money.
Even if you just have like LED bulbs in general over traditional incandescent or a thing, like you'll save a ton of money in that way as well. You
could have an LED bulb and leave it on all year and it's still cheaper than like one of the older bulbs. It's just insane how much.
Yeah.
That's actually the number one thing you can do in your home to save energy is to switch to LED bulbs. But by now I feel like most people have made
Do they
that.
even
Yeah.
sell incandescent bulbs anymore?
I mean, they were
Like-
banned for a while, and then they unbanned them. But
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Why would I go back to it?"
Yeah, I think it's
Incandescent
like,
bulb.
so they have them for like certain lighting, like
Yeah.
Right, but for
yeah.
residential in-home lighting,
Yeah.
like I don't even think I
I
have
think most
seen.
people get it.
Like if I've gone to
Yeah.
Home Depot and seen that they even have a section for
No,
it.
you just get the EcoSmart 10-year warranty bulbs that last a year and a half. That's what
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
for-
exactly. And then
Or Pete
who's
picks up
gonna-
his whiz bulbs
Yeah.
from Home Depot.
It's like, they just know that nobody actually like goes through with the warranty. They're like, "Do you have the receipt?" No,
I do not. Right?
of course not. It'll be ridiculous.
Only
Let's
you
go to-
sell them. It's a Home Depot product.
Yeah, exactly. So, what Kelvin light do you guys like? This is a big debate.
So, I mean, most of my lights are adjustable at this point. I like it whiter than yellower.
Like so
I'm
like
more
a
of a
daylight.
I'm not up to 5500, but like more of
Okay.
like 4000 ish range.
Yeah.
Is what I prefer.
I have like what's turned on where it's automatically based on the time of day, or is
Oh,
it
like a
called
circadian rhythm.
Circadian lighting,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it'll
Nice.
just change based on the time of day, especially
I've
with
got
the
some of that, yeah.
with the Philips Hue light bulbs. Yeah, so I have those set for those.
That's nice.
But when I don't have those, I usually get closer to daylight than to the soft. Wait, what's the yellower one called? Is that soft? Is that
It's like warm light.
warm light? Yeah, I don't. The warm lighting is I don't know.
Yeah. I like the idea of being able to have it adjust throughout the day, but I'm more of a daylight type of guy. My wife, of course, is more of the warm lighting.
Sure.
So
I feel like that's really typical. I don't know why. Why is it that women prefer the softer light and men prefer the?
I just like the energizing alertness. Like I want
Yeah.
to be able to see it really well. But my big pet peeve, of course, is when the LEDs don't match. So if I like list a house, I'll go in and change all the LEDs, all the bulbs in the house, so that they're the same. Like within a room. Like if you have one that's like yellow and the one that's bright, it's just it's the worst.
That drives me nuts.
Oh my god!
It's like when you see cars driving down the road where they haven't switched both headlights out at the same time.
Oh, I guess I haven't noticed that as much. More like the guy driving behind me that's way too close, and that's like those bright blue ones.
Yeah.
Or
So you would not like the fact that we have a single fixture that has two different colored light bulbs in it.
it would drive me nuts. I might
I'm-
sneak into your house and change the bulb. To be honest,
I was just shocked. Like my wife was the one that does. I thought that would drive her nuts. I bought the wrong kind, and I was
Yeah.
like, "I'll go replace." And she's like, "That's fine." I'm like, "Wait, of all the things that bother you, this doesn't bother you. This is a
Indeed.
It's fine. We're good." So
so in my energy efficiency journey prior to getting the hot tub, what I really learned was that there's a lot of zombie devices, and so like our TVs are drawing energy when they're not on. And that makes it turn on faster. So you can build automations with smart plugs where if like you're away, it could just turn it off. And then when you get home, it turns it back on. And that way it's powered up, ready to go out of standby mode. The other thing was computers. So like when you leave, actually turning your computer all the way off, which I'm terrible at.
oh my gosh,
I love being able to just
like once a month I turn my computer off.
yeah, exactly. It's unfortunate when it does get turned off. I'm like, oh, I had all those things open.
I know.
But it,
Like it didn't update it on its own, and you're like, gosh dang it.
yeah.
It takes me like half an hour to shut my computer down just because I have so much stuff open all the time. It's like annoying, but
Yeah, so like the biggest ways to save energy are, of course, your thermostat, your lighting, and then turning off those zombie devices. But there's kind of this thing where like,
and getting rid of your hot tub.
yeah, exactly. Turn it into a cold tub. So what I'm finding is that like a lot of people think about smart home technology and they think there's a lot of energy savings, but I think there's an argument to be made that it actually uses more energy because now all of these devices and these appliances and stuff they're constantly communicating with each other. It's like that power isn't free. Wi-Fi isn't free. Bluetooth isn't
Right.
free. So like, what do you guys think about that?
I don't think it uses like a significant amount, but I mean, I guess we'd have to test. It's most of the smart home devices are low power in general. Like you can throw a battery, except for Wi-Fi devices, but I mean, you can throw a battery in something that can last for several years on a AA or AAA battery or whatever.
Tiny little coin.
Yeah, so I don't know if it takes up that much energy. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what like some of the readings would be for Wi-Fi devices. How many, like just to run Wi-Fi, let's say on a like I don't know, some appliance or something like that for a year. Maybe a couple bucks, or I don't know. I don't think it would be a significant amount.
To know the exact amount because like you can't even buy appliances now that aren't connected. And like in the past, appliance is just off, it's off. Now the appliance is constantly in standby mode and communicating and sending information back to the manufacturer, I'm sure, on usage and stuff, so they can sell you a new one when it breaks.
Right.
So I guess the question. So you say smart home does not save you energy, and
I don't have a strong stance on it. I think
say I
it's
don't
just
know.
It's more of an awareness
You don't know.
thing. I can see the argument for both, right? Where I'm adding so I have like the server, right? Like that thing runs all the time, so that takes more. They have the extra hubs, they have the extra TVs, the robot vacuums, all the voice assistants. So like if you put plugs on all of them that measure energy, or I pull up the Sense app, like my constant use power is probably higher than others.
Yeah.
But in other areas, my heating and cooling and my lighting, I'm probably saving more.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a bath.
So I think what it comes down to is that a smart home will save you energy if you're focused on having your smart home save energy, but if you're not, it's not going to. It's just like anything else. So it definitely can, but you actually have to make an effort to do that versus
more
not.
devices, more power.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, sometimes you save energy with the LEDs light, but then like, well, I can just put more LEDs in, right? like that. So then you're not saving energy that way.
Lighting.
Exactly. Cabinet lighting is awesome.
But I mean, like motion sensors turn things off automatically. Kids leave, like lights on. If you have I feel like you can kind of make it a wash. Like,
yeah, I think, like I said, if you're dedicated to it, you definitely can. So thank you, Brandon, for that top discussion about energy efficiency. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have ideas of your energy efficient plans, we'd love to see them in the comments. Give us a subscribe, do all the things, and check out our next episode. Thank you, Zooz, for sponsoring. As always, thanks to our producer. Thank you, Brandon and Vince. Got your names right this time, right?
I was going to say, yeah.
All right, I think I did. So thanks, everybody. See you next time.